go up to here. You're muted right now. I guess we could just do it in here. You gotta unmute yourself though.
One second.
Mm-hmm. All right, let me turn off the music. Yeah, for sure, it's crypto. Riddler, you get it, man. All right, guys, I'm gonna post the link. Yep, there's the link for the website. You guys can go look at it yourself. You can read the white paper. This is a very soft launch of the website. Say it again. Read the white paper. This is a very soft launch of the website. Oh, I can hear your the streams coming through on your side. I'm going to set my... Just give us a second here, guys. You can go ahead and just mute the stream, and I'm just going to be on voice activation, so you'll hear everything I'm saying in the stream. So yeah. What did you say? Okay, remembering a friend telling me that some Bitcoin, as we were playing Battlefield 3 at this point. Yeah, I mean, 2011. I mean, yeah, Bitcoin's been around since 2009. That happened to somebody, right? Some people made a lot of money.
Okay, I think we're good.
Yeah, as long as you mute the stream, because like I said, I'm just going to be on voice activation, so you're going to hear everything I say in the stream. And then obviously there's questions in there and whatnot. I know we kind of got like a time difference mixed there.
Yeah, I felt so bad.
No, that's fine. That's fine. It is what it is, right?
even the best of us fall. Okay.
Let's see here. Getting this off. So like I told you before, I mean, this isn't going to be like I'm not going to be reaming you, right? Like you've already been put through the fire. This is going to be more informative about your project, right? I just want you to speak on it. I'll ask you some questions, but I want to hear the overall. But first off, I wanted to start off by kind of explaining my background and why I was interested in this. And I kind of explained to you before, but I want to go into a little bit more detail. So I'm not a veteran at all. I have a lot of friends that are. I worked as a volunteer for Homeland Security, working on the border for a while, stopping human trafficking and whatnot. I've worked as a volunteer search and rescue. I am not certified in it, but I am qualified as a search and rescue tracker. I've done that for years now with Kern County, Los Angeles County. I had been in the California State Militia for 8 years. I am a licensed fugitive recovery agent for the state of California. That's a bounty hunter, if you guys don't know what that is. I am also a licensed private patrol officer as well as a EP agent, which is an executive protection agent. Basically a bodyguard for celebrities and very rich people. So yeah, that's why this is kind of near and dear to my heart. So
wow, that's a resume. That's awesome. I'm glad that you find my token interesting. So yeah, where do I start really about the token?
Uh,
So I did make it.
I would like to know why you created it, where the idea came from, you know?
Um, so I created Queef originally as a woman empowerment token, and it was really out of frustration because I can't have biological children. So I made a stupid joke about the only thing coming out of this thing is a queef, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna make a queef token. Um, but being a disabled military veteran and a nurse, there were a lot of things that our healthcare system and us aren't doing for the frontline workers and aren't doing for the veterans. That I thought, you know what, if no one's gonna fix it, I'm gonna fix it. I don't know how yet when I was creating the token, weeks ago, but it came to fruition, and now we have a clear goal of what we want to do, and we're really excited. Um, we've gotten a huge response from police officers and firefighters and EMTs and veterans that are like, "Oh my gosh, this is hilarious! We love the name Queef, and we cannot wait for you, to grow to your full potential because we really need funding." There's this fire department up north that only gets paid when they get on calls.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's very tight, and these people are working with very little funds, and these are the people that we need in order to keep us safe. I mean, I know my husband's house burnt down a couple years ago, and if it wasn't for people like them, I mean, he might not be here today.
Yeah.
So I want to give back to the people that give back every day, and I guess I'm doing it in a weird way. Queef, funny. It's Queens of Power, Educate and Fight. So, we're giving back to the community, but we're also empowering women through art and music because there are a lot of areas in the world where it's very hard for women to become what they want to be in the art industry and the music industry.
Mm-hmm.
And we're trying to break through that as well. So we're empowering women through art and music, and we're also giving back to our community and frontline workers.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. I mean, I'm a security patrol officer. We get contracts through our company to work with LAPD. We worked with Long Beach PD, um, Santa Monica PD, because they're all being screwed right now. The funding that is being cut, like you don't understand. It's not like they're just cutting officers, guys. They're cutting full departments. They're literally shutting down full departments in a city like LA that is already taxed in general. Like there is
Mm-hmm.
not enough officers operating at any good like any time at night in certain areas in LA. There is 30% operational officers working. And with the situation going on with the DA here in LA, most offenses now you can literally get away with. Other than violent robberies or violent crimes, that's the only thing that people can be arrested for right now in LA. It's terrible.
Wow.
It's really, really bad. And so we get we basically get hired and contracted out to go and patrol in certain areas to just assist. Like my boss, my watch commander goes into LAPD watch commander meetings on a daily basis. So that's how bad it is here in LA. Like a lot of people don't understand what's going on. So yeah, I just want to
No,
get that out of the way.
you're absolutely right. No, you're absolutely right. And then people get upset with the police or whomever because they don't have enough, respond in a timely manner. Well, guess what? They're not given the right tools and the right amount of funding to do that.
Yeah.
Um, and that's something that needs to be fixed. And that's something that we're trying to push through Queef-Token. Because I don't know about you, but if someone's breaking into my house, I sure dang want them in my house in between 5 and 10 minutes.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm a I've got a lot of tactical training, and I've taught people over the years, handgun, rifle, and basic firearm safety. Um, I mean, let's just be honest. Do your own due diligence. I mean, chances are, if somebody's kicking your door down and their intent to kill you, the cops aren't going to make there in time. It's just not going to happen, right? You should always have
Yeah,
something to protect yourself.
absolutely. Yeah,
So,
home defense is very important. Um, you do need to protect yourself no matter what, because there are bad people out there.
yeah. But I mean, absolutely, still need the funding, still need to bring light. And you know what I think would be a good idea? I'm just, I like I said, this is near and dear to my heart. And the five bad apples out of the millions of officers out there that literally run into the gunfights and to save people, and the firemen and the EMTs. I mean, here in LA, EMTs and firemen now have to wear bulletproof vests a lot of times when they go to certain calls because they're getting
Yeah.
killed.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a major issue that we have. It is ridiculous that we even have to talk about this, but the the projects that are going to help people out in this area, like it, that's why that's why we're having this conversation, right?
Right. Yeah, I'm actually talking to a chief um, up north, and he was telling me his story, and he came to me and said, "Hey, I heard you in Spaces, and I can't even believe I'm saying the word queef, but this is hilarious, and we love it. And I have the guys in the department all listening in to you talk right now, and we're just so excited for you to, you know, do what you do, so we can, be part of that funding, be part of that, group of people that gets that funding." And that absolutely, like, when I tell you I was speechless, I was just like, there's these big old men up north, firefighters, just listening to me talk about queef and what we're gonna do,
Yeah, I
and
mean,
that is amazing.
yeah, the one thing that I could say that I now get is that you can take a situation that's very, very serious, right? Like everything that's going on, and you can kind of put a little bit of a comical spin to it, but still get people to understand what you're doing, right?
Right, and that's a problem that I've been running into. A lot of people do not like the name, which it's not everyone's cup of tea, but it is an acronym because it is a women's empowerment token.
Yeah.
That's what it was initially for. And so when I have those people come in and say, well, I'm not even going to waste my time with this, I'm like, you know what, just give me 5 minutes, and I promise you in these 5 minutes, I will change your mind. And 9 times out of 10, their minds are changed, and they're like, you know what, I'm sorry that I judged the name. This is a really good cause, and they end up being investors. So it's a meme powered cause token. We have to. This is such a serious issue that I had to figure out a way, to break into this world. So, like, what sort of name was going to grab everyone's attention so I could get what I needed to get done? Queef. Whether you whether you like it or hate it, you still are talking about it, and that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to shock the system.
Yeah, no, I completely get that. So what I was kind of getting into, because I kind of like I started getting really passionate there for a second. What I was gonna say is the memes, right? Like it's kind of obvious at this point that the meme culture is really, really taking hold right now, right? Like it's been around for a long time, but it's helping build these communities that are doing good things. Like for instance, Dogecoin, right? It's based off of memes. Um, so if you really get a strong meme culture going with this, and then you get, police departments, fire departments, EMT, companies involved in this, I don't see why this couldn't really, really, really catch on. And
Right.
that's not even getting into the military side. I mean, I have so many friends that are military vets. I work with 3 active duty Marines. When they're not on call, they're working for our company. So it's one of those situations where I understand their culture of humor, right? And it's usually pretty dark. Like, that's
Yeah.
so for them, like, this is hilarious, right? They love this stuff.
Oh yeah, they love it. I mean, for every person that doesn't like the name, there are 100 people that come to me and they're like, "This is freaking amazing," and anyone who hates it doesn't understand the culture.
Yeah.
And that's fine. Not every no one, not everyone has served, whether it be security officer, veteran, EMT, police officer, firefighter. Like not everyone in this world is part of that group. It's a very small niche of people. That's why I have to constantly fight for, let me pitch it to you. Just give me literally 5 minutes of your time, and I promise you'll become a believer. And
Yeah.
boom. They're like, oh, wow, okay, yeah, definitely. I get it now. Queef, ha ha ha.
So, and then the other thing that I had mentioned to you is, because of these new projects, I mean, when we talked the other day, looking at how many, we were at 10,153, tokens and coins out there. We're now at 10,158. So just in one day, there's already been, five more tokens created. So it's like,
Mhm.
it's just one of those things. If we're getting like 5 to 10 a day, there's saturation at this point. So it's one of those
Right.
situations where we're trying to discern what project can really take off, what project is a rug pull, and what project is just not going to get any visibility.
Right.
And so that's why I thought it'd be a good idea to bring you on here and allow you to talk about your project, but also I wanted people to hear why you're doing this, and then if you could go into your background, like you're a disabled military veteran, Army, right?
Yeah, yeah. So I joined the Army straight out of high school when I was 17. I actually begged my dad to emancipate me so I could go. Um, I loved it. I was a logistician, 92 Yankee. Um, I actually got sick, and this is why the healthcare aspect is so important to me as well. Um, the doctor misdiagnosed my pneumonia, and I was not treated for many years. So I developed severe lung scarring on both lungs, and one lung only works at a 40% capacity. Um, so that's where my disability comes from. And I'm also a full-time nurse.
Gotcha. Okay.
So
Yeah,
there's a lot.
I actually know a lot about that. It was more my fault, but I had severe bronchitis for almost 8 months. It turned into pneumonia that turned into pleurisy.
Oh, wow.
So I went through the same thing for years. I actually had to like basically go through a rehabilitation of my lungs. It was really bad.
Hmm.
So I get it.
Yeah, yeah. So that's the whole aspect of the healthcare part of the token is actually going to be branched into another token that we're going to do in the year 2022, 2023. So that's the healthcare aspect of it. But Queef is mostly we're going to call these people up and say, what funding do you need?
Yeah.
We can at least, it might not be, millions of dollars, but it can be, thousands of dollars. And at least they can afford, better bullet vests or just better equipment to keep them safe.
Yeah. And then, so do you want to get into more of the, I guess you could say, nitty gritty of your token? So when we talked, you said that it is based off of the Safe Moon, all the
The tokenomics,
yeah, the
yeah.
tokenomics and everything.
Yeah, it mimics the SafeMoon tokenomics, except 4% goes to the holders and 4% goes to the liquidity pool.
Okay, and then with an 8% tax, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
So
so
8 and 8. Yeah. 8% in, 8% out.
okay,
And we did that on purpose. It was originally 3%, 1% holders, and 2% liquidity pool. But some very intelligent blockchain people came to me and said, your project is amazing. We love what you're doing. The problem is that it's easy for people to go out of your token and you're not really um, rewarding your long-term holders because 1% is not really much.
yeah,
So I said, okay, and I take advice from anyone. If someone comes to me and says, hey, we see like a leak here, let's fix it. I'm like, okay, let's fix it. So he said it will be easier and harder. Easy. It's easier for your holders if you just raise the tax fee. But it would be harder for any dumps to happen. So that was what's happening. Like people were trying to put in a lot of money and then pull out a lot of money, and we fixed the problem. And since we fixed the problem, I know the chart looks kind of weird right now,
Yeah.
but we've actually started an uptrend
Yeah. I
after
mean,
I changed that. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's just one of those situations where all of these new projects, it's like I explained to you. There's people that go around. I actually know one of them that they skim hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars off these projects. They'll go in, they'll throw in a fat chunk. Everybody thinks it's shooting to the moon. They'll do it 2 or 3 times. They won't just do it once. They'll do it 2 or 3 times, and then they'll wait till they get over a certain 25, 30% of their what they put in, and then they'll sell it all.
Right, yeah, and you can kind of see that in our chart. You can see that big initial spike from the pre-sale,
Hmm.
and then another spike after the pre-sale, it consolidating, trying to go down, and another big spike, and then it consolidating, going down, and trying to find a floor. And it finally has, yeah, right there.
Yeah.
Um, and since the tokenomics were changed, if we've started an uptrend, and our chart looks healthy, believe it or not. With it doesn't look like it right now, but it does look healthy.
Oh, it does. It does. It's just kind of going along. There's not any crazy
Yeah.
spikes out of nowhere. And that's what a lot of people don't understand, right? Like they think that this is like a healthy chart over here, right? But no, that's people getting in and taking their cuts. This is actually healthy. This is where people are just holding. People going in and then people just holding.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's a little bit of spikage there, but it's not like massive dumps. It's just kind of like a slow little fall off. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean there's a lot of people that are new to crypto, especially with the new, 5 tokens coming out a day, based off of the same basic protocols, and the tokenomics. So there is this saturation, and unfortunately, there's these people going around taking advantage of it.
Right. And that's as a new token creator, that's something that I have to get used to. The highs are the highs, and the lows are the very lows. Because it is a project that it's very specific and very close to my heart and close to a lot of people. I'm pretty sure that the 800 or so wallets that are currently holding right now, I'm gonna say 95% of them, I'm pretty sure are frontline workers and veterans, because
Yeah,
they're so passionate about what they're invested in.
exactly. I mean, and that's where if you get into the memes, I would just say that what's going on. Real quick, I'm just looking at that. All right, we'll get into that in a second. Sorry, there was someone asking a question. But yeah, it's one of those situations where I would implore you to not pay attention to your charts too much, because I could see where that would be mentally taxing, right? You just started this 3 days ago, because you're going to see some massive spikes and you're going to be like, oh, wow, it's really, really catching on, right? And then you are going to see these people dump. I mean, it's going to constantly happen. You're still very, very, very fresh in this, right? Um, so it's one of
Yeah.
those situations where for your mental stability, right? And for you to be able to work on this project and not burn yourself out on it, you got to kind of take that step back and be like, okay, big picture here, you know?
Right.
Because you get that initial hype and you're like, oh my God, we're making it, right? Like this is going to happen. I'm going to be able to help these people. We're going to be able to do something here. And then one person could sell off, the $50,000 that they put in at $70,000 and take everybody else's money. So it's like you just got to pay attention to that
Yeah.
like aspect of it. Because I've watched so many projects go through this.
Yeah, I've learned to. I think the only time I look at the charts now is if my fintech guy texts me and he's like, "Oh, we've had a great run. Look at this," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, we did have a great run. We are going up." Because we do have a. He's not a dev. He's not anything part of the team per se. He just happens to be very passionate about this project as well.
Hmm.
He's in Florida, and he's actually a very big name in Florida, so he really doesn't want me to disclose his name, but he's really good at the charts. He's a finance guy,
Hmm.
and when he got into the token, he was like, as a finance guy, it's really hard to find a good rate of return in any sort of investment. But he said, your rate of return is absolutely insane. I mean, in a couple of days, I just earned 500,000 tokens. And he was just talking about how low our total circulating and total supply was, and how insane this could be,
Yeah, talk
price.
talk about that real quick.
Okay, so our total supply that I minted was 69 billion.
Hmm.
696,420,420. So it was a complete like I mean I wanted a meme number too, just because it was fun.
Yeah.
So we only have 69 billion in total supply.
Uh-huh.
And as of now, only 17% of the total supply is available for purchase.
Hmm.
So if you guys know, if you guys invested, anything with a small supply usually tends to become very valuable over time.
Yeah, absolutely.
So my fintech guy was saying, we're going to eat up those zeros. I mean, we're going to eat up at least 2 zeros. Don't be surprised if that happens this year or early next year. And I'll be like, that would be insane, because these early adopters would literally scream out of joy. A lot of thousandaires would be created.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, when I invested, I put $500 in it, and I think I have like 32 million, something to that
Yeah,
effect.
and if we 20 times, because every time we eat a zero, that's 10 times.
Yeah,
Um, so if we 10 times, 20 times, 30 times, that's 3 zeros now being eaten up. I mean, your investment just literally skyrocketed. Your $500 just became worth way more than $500.
yeah. No, and I'm like I said, I'm a hodler. I don't expect to touch any of this for years now. So it's one of those
Yeah.
situations. And your liquidity is locked for 3 years, correct?
Yeah, we locked it for 3 years. And then after 3 years, we're going to evaluate where we are. We're not going to take anything from it. We just wanted to lock it for 3 years so we can know, okay, how the market was moving and how everything was moving forward in cryptocurrency. And after that, we would lock it again for actually longer. So we were actually thinking of locking it for 6 years.
Oh, okay. That would definitely give people the warm and fuzzy that this isn't a rug.
No, no, no. Every time the liquidity pool unlocks, we lock it for longer.
Hmm.
And that's just something I wanted to do because, people are like, yeah, 3 years, that's not a lot of time. Yeah, it's not a lot of time. But as a developer and creator, I need to reevaluate where my token is at. So, um, what do we need to do to keep serving or make our token bigger?
Hmm. And then,
So,
as far as the code, so it's based off of it's a BEP 20. Um,
yeah.
are you ever going to, because you did take the SafeMoon specific code, are you guys going to go in and like really kind of make it your own at some
Yeah.
point?
Yeah, we have. So with Queef, we kind of just did the template because this is the launching pad to the SOS token
Yeah, yeah,
later on.
yeah. We'll talk
Um,
about that too.
Yeah. And once that happens, then that specific code for the next token is going to be 100%. Well, mostly our own. We're going to tweak it.
Gotcha, gotcha. Okay.
But
Um,
as of now, it's just like a template coding that we've tweaked to help, our specific tokenomics and costs.
gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. And then as far as any kind of layering system, do you plan to do anything like that, or
Like
because
an audit.
yeah,
Yeah, we do want to do an audit. We got a estimate from Certec with how many lines we have. It will cost around $10,000.
mm-hmm.
Um, so we're hoping it's on. We're gonna add it to the website. Like I said, the website is not 100% finished, but it's there. It's gonna be part of the roadmap where probably by Q2 next year we can afford to do that.
Gotcha. Okay. And then are you? I didn't ask you this, but are you guys doing AMAs at this point?
Yes. Mainly in the source of that I'm in spaces and on Telegram a whole bunch answering
Okay.
questions. we do have a Queef-Token YouTube that I made that I'm going to specifically cater to AMAs.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I was just wondering because that's a big way to get your name out there. People love to see people's faces and the face to the name to the project, right? A lot of these projects that people don't show their faces, which obviously you already have. It's one of those situations where it's going to give people the feeling of, well, who's this person, right? What are they doing?
Right.
Because this is people's money that they're investing, right? This is people's hard-earned money, and they want to feel that they're investing in the right project or the right token or the right coin. So to give that, that's why I gave you the idea that you should definitely have your information on your website of who you are, your background, a redacted, information, because especially, in the whole military, former, veteran scene of things, there is a lot of, people that pretend that they're military,
Stolen valor,
yeah, the
yeah.
stolen valor, that's big, that's huge. Even when I was in the militia, we had a lot of former military in there. But I told when I went in there, I said, guys, do not put ranks on anybody because if nobody in here has earned the rank, they shouldn't be wearing it. It's stupid. If they haven't
Exactly.
served, don't do it. And that really pissed me off. And then they got rid of it, so thank God. But these people put in blood, sweat, tears, lost their friends. Like stolen valor is a big thing. And that's why to get that, that transparency of who you are, showing your, redacted DD-214 and whatnot is going to be really big for people because they're going to go, oh, okay, this person's not
Right.
BS here.
Right. Nope. I have all that paperwork ready. I have my nursing license scanned in. I have my DD-214 scanned in. I have my disability paper scanned in. Next thing to do, I just need to redact some information.
Yeah, definitely.
um, and that will be in the website with a photo of my nursing graduation and a photo of my military days, my official military photo.
Yeah.
Because yeah, I want people to know exactly who I am, what I do, what I did. It doesn't scare me one bit for people to know who I look like or what I do or what I did because I know that I'm not a rug pull. I am not a scammer. I know that, and I want people to hold me accountable. I want my face to be on blast everywhere. Like, yeah, this is Valerie. This is Valerie, and she's the creator, and we're gonna hold her massively accountable for what she does because this is a very serious cause.
Yeah. And then to go on the other side of that, so how many devs do you have working on your team? Because I know that you hired out people to work on it, or how's that all work?
So we have officially it's me, the web developer, and a guy that is working on the use case with the tipping of the Spotify and the artist side of things.
Mm-hmm.
Unofficially, we have a lot more because they're just community members that wanted to join our team and just help propel the project, but they're not like staked or anything.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, so really three.
Okay.
Um, and the rest are just I mean, we're talking like 10 people or more are just people that decided, hey, I don't need to be paid, just let me help you.
Gotcha. Okay. So essentially, when you start doing the real like marketing campaign and whatnot, you're gonna have to hire a marketing person or find somebody that will help you out and whatnot and all that stuff.
We actually hired a because I didn't consider them part of the team, like dev team, but we did hire a marketing team a couple days ago, and they have really polished up our Twitter space a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
They've been doing great so far. Expensive, but great.
Yeah. So I'm showing the page right now. Yeah, I noticed that the imagery got cleaned up and it definitely looks really good. And you're starting to get followers, so it's even better. Are you guys you're gonna have merch and stuff?
Yes, I'm so excited. So that's one thing that I really want to get on because part of that merch, all that's going to go. Well, the majority of it is going to go towards the cause. So I'm like, I'm ready for like little Queef Cloud pillows, fanny packs. Like, I'm ready. I'm so ready for that.
Yeah. So what I want my my people to understand here is that this is very very new, guys. Like this is you've only been active for 3 days now.
Yeah, officially, our token's only literally 3 days old.
Yeah. So very 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 new. Um, and I mean, yeah, I'm excited to see like where this goes. And I've already told you that I will assist in the ways that I can. Um, right now because the market's been down. Streaming crypto stuff is not it's not very popular, right? People are kind of pissed off right now, so it's
Right.
it's one of
Yeah.
those things. But I can always offer my help to I have decent suggestions and ideas and whatnot. I've worked with other projects to assist in you know knowing what the community is looking for, right? I've gone through and I've looked at tons of projects and I've seen where some have failed and where others have succeeded, and the transparency is always key. And number two is building a community behind it, right? Showing that you want to be a part of other communities, not just this is my project, screw all the other projects, I'm only focusing on this. If you start to help out other community projects, they will in turn help you out at the same time, and that's been a big thing. Is if you try to go in and say like, no, this is just me, I'm only focusing on this, like people are going to turn away from that, right?
Right.
It's like this crypto in general, we're working to get DeFi really across the board. We don't want to be a part of the centralized fiat system that is literally screwing everybody. So crypto in general is getting the hell out of that, becoming, not dependent on a system that is designed to tax us to death. So
Exactly.
yeah, I would say, I'm just throwing the ideas out there that working with other communities. And I mean, if you start doing uh, events and whatnot, and possibly, I don't know if you guys have the, I guess you could say, the extra funds to do giveaways and stuff like that. um, I know that you said you're working with like a lot of different like adult actresses
Yes.
and film stars and stuff like that.
It's so much fun. I love it. I love talking to them.
Yeah, I mean, I have a couple friends that were in the adult industry, so I get it. They're interesting characters. They're fun people, but they have bases. They have massive followings.
Yes. Yeah.
So, I mean, that's always a avenue to definitely, and because of the name of the token, it actually works quite well.
Yeah, we actually had this couple come up to me that, they own a dispensary, so they want to use our token for the dispensary, and they're in the adult industry, and they were like, by the way, she can queef on demand. And I literally fell over the floor just like laughing so hard. Because
Yeah,
I was like, this is awesome. This is why I made it. Because I want people like that to come to me and be like, we can do this. It's just, we'll take your token.
yeah, no, that's good. I mean, and so talk about a little bit more of the other avenues that you're going down with the I guess you could say the media side of things, with music and
Oh, yeah. So we are wanting to bring, really, the main thing is bringing women in that are artists, that are, music artists and artists in general, into this world, because I feel like it's harder for them to break through.
hmm.
We actually have a recording company, a recording studio in California that actually does take our token.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they already take our token.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's actually on the. If you scroll down, I mean, it's way down. Eh,
On
you
the
can
on
see.
the Twitter.
Yeah. It's called the Lazy Cocoon, and they started taking our token. They were like, "We're gonna take your token." It wasn't even launched yet, and I was so excited.
Nice.
Um, there's a woman-owned jewelry store in Tennessee that is now taking our token because she loved the idea.
Yeah,
So she
I gotta be
wanted.
careful that I don't dox myself on here. Like, I hope there's no there's no nudity, right? On the Twitter space.
There's
You're not sure, huh? Okay. All right, I gotta be.
no nudity. There's no nudity. I promise.
Okay, I just gotta make sure.
I'm over here like, wait, you got nudity on your YouTube?
No, Twitch is
Oh.
if the wrong image shows up on here, I could.
No, there's no nudity. No one's naked. I promise.
Okay. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I'm
and
just kind of going through all this.
the oh, we do have an OnlyFans girl that shills out our stuff, so that's what you're seeing.
Gotcha. And the one thing I was gonna say, and this is just coming from my side of things, is that I would be careful on getting people to try to pump at specific times. Um, because when I've worked with these other projects, those pumps usually result in the people that are watching to throw in the massive amount, right, to make it look like the pump's going to go to the moon.
Right,
They take 90% of everybody else's money.
right. Yeah,
Um,
that's something that I was really concerned about too.
yeah, because I would never suggest anybody try to publicly do any kind of like timed pump for any coin or token, because that's gonna end up in people taking money. So
Right. I'm trying to find the um yeah, I'm scrolling down with you. It's way down there.
yeah, I was gonna say if you find it, just tweet it back at me, and then we can
Yeah.
do it that way.
So
Because
yeah, we have that recording company, excuse me, taking the token, and
yeah,
that jewelry store taking our token.
yeah.
Actually,
So at this point, you already have a use case in multiple layers. So that's huge for a project that's only launched 3 days ago.
yeah, I was actually very surprised. I didn't think that people were so gun ho about using my token. There's this nurse practitioner that wants to talk to me about taking my token for her practice.
Oh wow, that'd be really awesome.
And over here, like, what? Like squeaking like a little girl, like,
When you do get like a list of, I guess you could say use cases, right? Like this place is taking our token here and this, like you should have that on your website. Like these are, you could say affiliates, right? Right? Essentially, they're affiliates that are affiliated with you.
yeah,
You
yeah,
should definitely have that so that everybody can see the list of affiliates that you have.
right. Okay, I just sent you on your Twitter DM the Smoky Mountain Diamonds news that they said they're officially accepting the token. Let me
Okay.
find.
Oh yeah, right here. Nice.
Yeah, so they're a very exclusive. It's hard to explain. So they're very exclusive. So they don't have a website and they don't mass produce jewelry. They take case by case scenarios.
Oh, so
So
like specific like specialty rings and stuff like that.
yes.
Okay, yeah, they actually have really nice stuff.
Yeah. So they're very hush hush with that. I mean, like they make great quality stuff. Um, but they really don't want they hate that the idea of mass producing jewelry really pisses them off.
Well, that's good. I mean, that's like right. It's a finite resource, right? I mean, now that we have like cubic zirconium and stuff like that, like that's fake, but still, the real. I mean, you can go into like the whole blood diamond thing, right? Like to
Right. Yeah. They source all their stuff responsibly. They actually created some of my. I have some stuff from them too that is fantastic. They do take their time with you. I mean, they really just take their time to make sure you get exactly what you want. And because they don't have a store and everything's through email or they Zoom you or whatever, their overhead is really low.
oh, that's really
So
good.
they can yeah, so they can really like give you an extremely great price. Like I sent people over there and I mean something that would cost $15,000 at Jared's they get for, $5,000.
Yeah, so it's basically almost at cost.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
It's
They're
like,
very, very like
yeah,
specific. I mean, they want it that way.
no, that's awesome. I mean, that that they're getting a little bit of a plug right now too.
Yeah. So if you guys decide you guys wanted some jewelry, just hit them up. You have to email them. That's the only way you can really get in contact with them. And when I tell you, they're really exclusive and they really make it. It's funny because I was talking to them and I'm like, so you guys really make it hard for people to contact you? And they're like, yeah.
Yeah, no, I get it.
That's how we want it.
I was gonna put their, I'll just put it in the chat real quick. So if you guys want to check it out.
Yeah, and the owner, I mean, she's fantastic. It's a husband and wife team.
Well, that's awesome. So the use case is already there in multiple facets, which is pretty impressive for a 3-day-old token.
Yes, and
Um,
I'm trying to find the recording companies. Just give me 1 second.
no, yeah, you're fine. So if you want to go a little bit into the secondary part of your project, that is another token that you're going to create in the future. That is, in my eyes, it's not memeish. This is like real important. This is like the very like important side of everything.
Right. So the other token that we have is called SOS. Name could be changed, but we're working on it. So SOS means um, Service Member Outreach Services.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so pretty much it's an application that you sign into, you subscribe, and you use ID.me to get verified
Mm-hmm.
as whomever you are, nurse, police, EMT, firefighter. Um, Even teachers can do this, and veterans. So pretty much you pay like and the amount hasn't been set in stone yet, so I'm just throwing out a number here.
Mm-hmm.
So you pay like $5 a month for a subscription, and for those $5 a month, you get tokens. You get SOS tokens, and so it's like a high yield savings account. Every month, you pay your subscription, and you get tokens for that subscription, and you also get the reflections from the tokenomics.
Gotcha. Okay.
And right, so really, what you're doing is you're holding in this savings account for as long as you possibly can. And let's say, I'm the veteran and my my son broke his leg and the insurance only paid, 20% of it, and I have, $1,000 left to pay on it. Well, guess what? Oh, I have SOS tokens and the SOS token is growing and I have enough money to pull it out. So you can pull it out and pay whatever bill you need, whatever prescription bill you need, pretty much anything that you
Yeah.
want to use it for.
So it's almost like an emergency fund available.
Yeah, it's like a nest egg, an emergency nest egg,
Gotcha. Yeah.
which
I
I
mean,
think
that's
is great because I don't, from what I've looked and I do a lot of research, there's not a crypto based application like that for medical assistance.
yeah. I mean, that could be very, 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 very impactful. I mean, there's especially everything that we've been going on. The last year and 2020 has been very interesting for a lot of people, and they weren't expecting that. And they weren't ready. A lot of them didn't have the rainy day funds, right? Like this is something that could be very, very important. Well, it is
Right.
very important, right? But as far as what the project that you are going to be doing with it.
Correct. Yeah. And that's what, and this really, the COVID pushed me to think, what do we need as a group of people, and not just veterans and frontline workers, but just people in general. Like, what do we need? I would have loved to have something like this and just let it sit there and grow and then pull it out when I needed it for emergencies. I mean, what sort of bank is going to give you like 4% return every transaction, every reflection for the rest of your life,
Yeah, no. I mean, I was in a space yesterday and we were talking about like staking and, like how I personally had a ton of money in my savings account I still have some in there, but I had a ton and I was doing like CDs, like high yield CDs. And even then I was only getting like maybe one like 1% back, and it was not working. I was like, I'm just gonna put my money into crypto, and then I started doing staking, and like I put a bunch of money into Ethereum and to Bitcoin. I started staking it, and I mean, I'm getting insane returns back. So that's where crypto really does kind of shine, right? Like instead of having all your money in the bank, if you take a certain portion out and you put it into crypto, I mean, granted, it is a very volatile market, but I mean, you really can make insane returns.
Right. I just sent you a picture of the picture that I took when the announcement was made because I literally died over when this happened. It's on your Twitter. I can't find it on my Twitter.
Yeah, I just put it up right now.
Yeah, it's in there in the mess of the Twitter sphere. But yeah, the Lazy Cocoon says we're excited to announce that we will now accept a Queef token as forms of payment, providing mixing services to musicians.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So,
Yeah, if you go to their actual site, maybe you can find it better.
yeah, yeah, we'll look at that. So, there it is right there. I'll follow him too. So yeah. Oh yeah, it's right here. Yeah. So, and they do. Are they in a specific? They're in California, right? Yeah.
Yeah, they're in California, which I
Hayward.
thought, holy
Wow,
crap!
it's interesting. You know what's funny too is I came from the music industry. I had been in many bands. I'm a drummer, guitarist. I was a singer in a few bands. So this is also music is near and dear to my heart as well. So
Yeah, so we have our hands in pretty much a lot of things. It's big, but I mean, if there's a veteran out there, frontline worker that wanted to record something because they've always wanted to do it, well, they accept QFT tokens.
yeah, that's awesome. That is actually awesome. All right, well, multiple use cases already in the works. That's honestly kind of shocking for the fact that you've only been around for 3 days.
I haven't slept in 3 days.
No, I get it. You're going full board into this. I fully understand it. All right. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm kind of shocked. Look, well, let's be honest. There's a lot of projects out there that promise a lot of things and they're not delivering much, right? Like it's a whole lot of FOMO, and
Right.
it's
No, I
kind of
was
like,
telling my followers that, talk is cheap and I have expensive taste, so let's get to work.
yeah. I mean, that's what I want to hear. Um, and just because I know that this can do good, and am I hyped about this coin? Yes. Am I more hyped about SOS? A little bit. I'm not gonna lie,
I'm not
because
gonna lie. I'm more hyped. I'm hyped about both projects. Right now, I'm super hyped because of Queef. I have to make it grow, and everyone wants to use my token already, and I'm like, what sort of token already has two companies taking their token 3 days in?
yeah, that's pretty nuts. And I can see that you already got the memes coming out. You already got OnlyFans people. You got veterans. I mean, you're getting people involved in this. And of course, this is what started the whole thing, guys. Is I tweeted this out when I saw that this token existed. And I was just like, the name threw me the hell off. But then I saw like what she was doing as far as being about first responders and military. So I was like, I'm so conflicted right now. I must know more. And then her replies to the questions I was asking were kind of comical, right? You have your persona, your little character.
Queefy. Her name is
Yeah,
Queefy.
Queefy, and she was hilarious. She made me laugh in like all the replies that were coming back. So I was like, all right, that's when I messaged you, and I was like, I need to know more at this point. Like, what is going on with this? I believe
Yeah,
my
Queefy likes to have fun and stir the pot.
yeah, my first. I literally had the. I said, please explain, lol. I have to know, like, what is going on here.
I think I said it ain't easy being queefy is what I think I first wrote
Yeah,
something like that to you.
yeah, you were doing all kinds of you were basically firing back with little jabs here and there, but it was hilarious, and I was like, okay, like there's something more to this. There's so yeah, no, I'm so honestly, we'll say at this point that the name is the reason that I reached out to you because I was like, wait a minute, great cause, um, super weird name if you really think about it, like for the cause. So I was like, okay, now I need to know. I really truly need
And
to
then
know.
my military picture, my nursing picture were down there as well. If people wanted to see my face, I haven't seen my face yet.
Yeah, Death Dealer said he's gonna buy $100 worth right now. So
Oh my gosh! Thank you so much. Yay! We're going to the moon.
so now do we don't have a whole lot of people in here because this is usually what happens when it's these new coins like or tokens. They get interested, but then they're like, I don't know. Does anybody have any questions in the chat? I know there's still some of you in here. And on top of that, this will go out on YouTube. I will create a separate highlight and title it properly, and it will be an interview about this, and I will go into my little spiel as understanding that I am an investor in this, of course, right? But this does it's a great project.
Yeah, I'm very proud of it. The fact that I haven't had any sleep is not even a problem because in a year from now, I'm going to look at this chart and just laugh.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're all gonna look at all these charts and laugh at this point.
Yeah.
Like, I've been trying to
So
explain to everybody, the rocket hasn't even taken off yet.
no, we haven't even taken off yet. And no, the cryptocurrency itself hasn't taken off yet. But for us specifically, we have no lie the ability to like 40x um, because of how low our supply is.
Yeah.
So early adoption, early adopters are in for a freaking ride and a half. forget forget red flags. I mean, what's that? Bush Gardens.
Yeah.
Just come over to us, and we'll give you the ride of your life.
It's fine, Plaza. We're still in the interview, but we will definitely post this on YouTube, and there will be a highlight on Twitch as well. So, yeah, you
And
missed.
we're very active on Telegram and on Twitter. So, I mean, if anyone needs to reach out to me specifically, just go right ahead. A lot of people reach out to me specifically, and I love talking to them because I feel like there's a lot of developers and creators that don't care to talk to people.
Yes. Yeah, that's very true. There's like I said, I've worked with other projects. I'm not going to plug them here, but you can see that I put up. I have my little. I guess you could say everything kind of goes back and forth right there below my cam. But I'll definitely, if you have a cool graphic, I'll throw it up there, and because I believe in this project, and it's you could say repetitive advertising, right?
You want the Queef rocket or just want the Queef cloud?
Just give me like a couple PNGs. I made all the ones that are up there, so I can literally just kind of like throw it together myself.
Do you want me to throw it up to you through DM or?
Yeah. You can do it on Discord. You can do it in Twitter. It's not a big deal. I'm a
Okay.
graphic artist as well, so
Oh yeah, and it's so funny. Someone made a super queef, like super Batman, and then Bat queef. It's on our page. It's so funny. They're making my little queefs into superheroes.
yeah. I mean, and I kind of told you about the other project I'm working with. That actually could work well with that.
Bat queef and the super
Yeah,
queef.
you just have them go battle like another token as like Batqueef. You know how much like publicity you would get on your end.
Oh my god, yeah, it's so cute. It has the bat face and everything with the laser eyes, and the super queef has the Batman cape with the laser eyes, and it's red. And I'm just like, who's making these up? They're so cute. I think
That's,
we're going to do the Queefengers.
I mean, look, anything you do is just gonna put it's just going to make it that more in the public's eyes, right? Especially if people just start, the best thing that I've noticed, like with these communities, is you give them the foundation to work with, right? And then you just tell them, go ham. Like, here is the initial character, do your worst,
Exactly. Yeah, I put it on Reddit. I was like, choose your character. Super queef or fat queef.
Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, that's the way you do it, because that gets people involved, and when people get involved, they become a part of something, right? And once they become a
Right.
part of something, they're invested at that point, whether it's monetarily or just through, just being a part of like creating memes or talking with people in the community. Like, that's how it really grows. That's what
Right.
that's what Dogecoin has done. It's beyond what it was ever created as a meme. It is a community now that, do only good every day. Like, it's become a mantra, and people live by it now. So it's like, if you can take your aspect of what you're doing in your project and turn that into something along that lines, because it is everything that you stand for behind it is do only good every day, right? But it's helping people out at the same time, like these veterans, these law enforcement, first responders, frontline workers, everywhere. So
Yeah, and I think that's why they're creating these super queefs, the superhero queefs. I actually sent you the both on your Twitter DMs because I think they're
okay.
so cute. Yeah, I think that's why someone decided to just create the superhero version of the queef, because they're like, this is a superhero.
These are fucking hilarious.
It's so cute.
Oh my god.
I can't wait for the Queef Avengers.
Yeah, you got the rocket one. Yeah, no, I mean, I love it. Okay, so these, yeah, you got that's a good one right there. I can take that one, and I can change that around a little bit. Um, yeah, so I'll add you to my little, I call it like sponsors and whatnot. But yeah, no, that's awesome. Um, and then as far as I'm just curious, marketing, like what are your plans to do with marketing?
We have a lot. It's in the works. I can't really say much about it right now because it's
Hmm.
kind of hush hush. But we're trying to break into a part of an industry that hasn't been tapped in yet. It's in the other side of the world, which is really exciting. So really, what I can tell you is one big aspect of it is we're gonna have like on our webpage artist of the week or artist of the month, and it's going to propel and empower women of color
Hmm.
in the art industry.
Nice. That's really good.
Um, so you can go on our website and you can see, oh, this is so and so. She's from so and so part of the world. This is her art, and then you can, you're able to like purchase her art, art that she would have never been able to sell in her area of the world.
Hmm.
Um, it's not there yet. We're gonna put it on there.
Yeah, yeah, no. I was just showing the website
Yeah,
so we can see it.
so we can go in there and we can expose her to my community and be like, a lot, and it's a lot of money for them, our sort of money too. So I want to bring that awareness, and so you can buy these women's art in whatever form that takes, and know about them, and just empower them through that, and then again through that we go through and do our charity causes. So we're doing charity really in two forms: by empowering women and bringing their art to light so they can have their stuff sold,
Hmm.
and then using the funds that we the percentage that we get from that to go towards first line, first responders and veterans.
Awesome. And
And I would literally die if there was a woman that we empowered that was like also a frontline worker. That
yeah,
that would be great.
no, that'd be fantastic. I mean, and there's millions of them out there. So this is a like a market that, yeah, I see where you're going with it. Yeah, I definitely feel like this is going to be big. The fact that you already got two companies already using your token for, as a merchant, that's you're 3 days old.
Yeah,
What?
yeah,
What?
yeah, yeah. It's insane. I keep in contact with the businesses, and I'm like, hey, how's it going? They're like, yeah, we're just like full send. We're ready for people to come to us and be like, do you take queefs? And we're like, yeah, we take queefs.
So I guess the question is it just through wallet transfer as of right now?
Yeah, as of now, if you wanted any services done, they do. It will have a wallet set up, and they'll send you an invoice through email,
Mm-hmm.
and then you pay them through that, and the email will have like their wallet address. And once they receive the funds and payments, and they can start on the project.
So I guess my other question going into this is at some point when this market, and I'll say the more saturated side of the token market, do you plan to lower the fee out?
Yes. So the reason why I wanted the fees to be so low is because I wanted it to be used as a currency.
Okay.
That was the main plan. But because we've had a lot of good people put a lot of good money into this. See that big spike right there?
Yeah, the one right
Um,
here.
yeah, I know of that person that dropped $50,000 right there.
Mm-hmm. And then of course people
Um,
took nice chunks of it.
exactly.
Yeah.
So that's when I was like, oh God, no, I have to change the tokenomics. So I raised the fees to 4 to 4, 8%.
Mm-hmm.
So that wouldn't happen.
Yeah. And trust me, I've seen a lot of projects do the same thing. They
Yeah.
go in with the fees low, people take advantage of it, and then they immediately have to raise the fees. And people go, oh crap, what's going on now? And it's like, you guys don't understand that there are scummy people on this planet that just want to take other people's money. And this is an easy way for them to do it, unfortunately. It will get to the point where a lot of these projects, it won't be able to happen, right? Once you get over a certain market cap, it's really hard to do it. I mean, yes, some of the first investors could, but if they believe in the project, they're not going to. So,
Right. No. So yeah, once our market cap is big enough, and our trading is stable, and our coin is worth enough to the point where if people pulled out 10 grand, wouldn't really affect the market. That's when I'll lower the fees.
yeah, no, we don't want to raise the fees to 10%. That's a little too high. Sleepy Dog. It's just one of those situations where if you make the fees too high to get in, it's going to be too high. If it's too high to get out, it's going to be too high to get in. So it's like 10% is just a little bit. The fact that she's doing 8 is good. I think it's fantastic because a lot of people are starting to shy away from the 10%, right?
It's a lot. I mean, in and out, that's 20%, and then you have to pay taxes at the end of the year. Like the point of the decentralized form of payment is so that we don't get bum rummed by taxes.
Yeah, I just put the direct link to how to buy the token. It's on the BNB Smart Chain. It's a BEP20 token. So you need to go in, like if you have Trust Wallet, go in, get your BNB, create it to change it, swap it to BNB Smart Chain, and then from there go into your D apps, go to PancakeSwap, go on her website, and then you can literally get. Do you have the on your home? Yeah, buy now. So if you go to buy now, it will go to the PancakeSwap.
Yeah, you just need the contract, the
Yep.
smart contract.
Yeah, it's just the contract address, and then boom, that's it. Simple.
And my marketing team just released wallpapers for your phones on my Twitter right now, so that's available for you guys to put on your phones if you wanted it.
Nice. Yeah, a lot of. I see that you're moving pretty quick, which is impressive. Yeah, I see that. That's nice. Yeah, I mean it's one of those situations where I see that you already have a use case. You have a great cause going here, which is near and dear to my heart. Not only that, but you're working with artists of all kinds. Um, yeah, I was gonna say you have a pretty good future ahead of you.
We are excited, and our holders, our investors right now, the true holders, the 800 holders, are so excited. I mean, telling when I get DMs and my Twitter, it literally just craps out. It craps out because they're like, "Oh my god, like we're so excited to see where this is 6 months from now." 6 months from now, I won't be surprised if we at least 10x.
Yeah, I mean, especially the fact that, guys, I please put this into perspective, right? Like, for instance, like we'll just say one of the big projects that she, got the initial coding from, SafeMoon. They've promised a lot of stuff. They're working on an app, they're doing this wallet stuff, but nobody's using it to purchase anything yet. This project's only 3 days old, and you can already use it to get services done, to buy jewelry or to do recordings. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. It really truly is. So yeah, I'm impressed with that. I think that you should definitely, in your any interviews that you do from here on out, you need to keep that very much so in your active conversation, because that's huge.
Yeah, yeah, I'm excited, and sometimes I get so into my project that I forget. Oops, 1 second.
No, you're fine.
That I do forget. Yeah, shoot, we have a use case.
Yeah, I mean that's huge. When you talked to David, that was that in the works already, or
I'm sorry, what?
when you talk to David in the spaces, because I just know that he goes through and he tears down tokens, right? Like he gets into the nitty gritty, and his panel gets pretty crazy with this stuff. And then, like you said, that Black Excellence, who is a person on Twitter who is very, very knowledgeable about crypto, he was very excited about this project.
Yeah, if it wasn't for Black Excellence, I don't think I would be where I am right now. No, we didn't have the use case when I spoke to David because we weren't launched at all. It was just like a seed of an idea. Oh my gosh.
No, you're fine. This is Black Excellence, by the way. He's a very, very intelligent, very articulate, smart business investor as well as crypto investor, and yeah, he goes into a lot of spaces. He's very, 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 very smart.
Yeah, he thought that my idea about the first responders and everything else was really good, and he made me pitch another time. So I pitched twice to David, and both times I received very high scores from everyone.
Good, good. I mean, it's just one of those things where you're doing everything that you need to do. I don't I don't see any issues other than just be careful with the situation of trying to do pumps. I know that some of your people, they get hyped and they want to make money too, right? They want to see the dollar bills in their accounts, but those pumps are really just a bad idea.
Yeah, that's
You want it to be natural, right? You want it to be the natural progression of the token. Where if the pumps, people are just going to take advantage of it.
right.
Let's just be blunt.
So, exactly. So, I mean, in full transparency, we do have really big investors in fintech and finance. I mean, really, just people that don't want to be known. Period.
Yeah,
So what they wanted to do on June 4th was build the floor because
yeah,
they've set a set amount, and it's not just one. We're talking like more than 15 for a lot of people. They want to set the floor. So what they were going to do or wanted to do was incrementally bring the price up little by little, like, one BNB here, 1.5 BNB there, like slowly bring it up. So I think their version of a pump is not what we are used to seeing as a pump, if that makes sense.
yeah,
So they're like, let's build the floor because we were at almost $3 million market cap 2.5 days ago.
yeah,
So they're like, that's what we can do. Let's just build the floor because these investors are very, 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 very invested in the project.
hmm
So they wanted to succeed.
yeah.
So they're like, let's go in there and be smart about this. Let's not just drop $100,000 and spike it to the moon and then bring it back down to, crashing down to earth. But they were going to do a synchronized 1 BNB here, 1.5 BNB there,
I
half BNB.
see. So
Yeah,
it's more of like a pulse. Like they're just
yeah,
gonna give a little bit of a a little pulse going.
They were gonna breathe some life into yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're gonna pulse in some money, and I was like, well, if that's something you want to do, as long as it's not a like you're dropping $100,000
Yeah,
and then
because that's not going to go
trigger
well.
that, yeah, trigger that, oh, frenzy. I'm fine with that, but I'm not fine, I'm not fine with you dropping 100K and then going back to where we were.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
exactly.
that's their plan. That was their plan, and I'm like, I'm for it if you're really pulsating the price,
Hmm.
but nothing else.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's good that they're being smart about it, okay? Because like I've gone on these telegrams before where everybody's like, just pump it, make it pump, and it's just like, guys, like I get the hype about it, but you do realize that there are people sitting in there just watching and waiting, and as soon as they get over that 20-30%, they're just, I'm taking it, they're just gonna take it all.
Yep. So so they planned on June 4th, 4 p.m. Eastern time, and I can't tell the future. I don't believe the price is gonna skyrocket like people think it's gonna skyrocket. I think it's just gonna be like a nice tiny bump every time they
Hmm.
like put into it, which I'm all for because that just helps the organic growth of the chart.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and then just going back to the fact that you already have a use case for it. I mean, it just
You guys
backs it
want
all
something
up.
recorded? Yeah. If you need music recorded and you want jewelry made, we got you.
I mean, you should have, honestly, there should be, I would suggest if your marketing team's in here and listening to the stream, you should have a queefy with arms and with the jewelry on. And,
Queen Fan arms, that would be so cute.
with and a queefy with like headphones on, like listening to music. Like, I mean, obviously, all this could be done very easily. It's just
Oh
change.
yeah.
Yes,
Oh yeah.
we've been talking about it for the last hour. So I just came back in. They're like, wait, what?
What is this quick token you speak of?
Yeah. Um, so if you could go a little bit more into the SOS project too, because that is what I'm very, very interested in. I'm interested in this as well. Obviously, I'm already an investor, but I'm very interested in the SOS.
Yeah, so SOS, Service Member Outreach Services, is what we compare to a high yield savings account where people go into this application, sign up, subscribe, and verify themselves through ID&Me. Every month they'll get a set amount of tokens for their set amount of subscription monies that they put in,
Hmm.
and you just hold and hold and hold and hold. Get your tokenomics, let the coin become valuable, and if you need it for anything, I mean, you don't have to just use it for yourself. If you need new tires, if you need groceries, if you um, need to go on vacation but you can't afford it, that's what it's for. Um, but it's mainly for health services. And we're talking to some hospitals here in my area. My sister-in-law is a doctor, so I actually like pitched the idea to her, and she absolutely thought it was a great idea because she's a specialized pediatrician, and there are sometimes our moms there that have really horrible insurance that can't get the necessities for their own children when it comes to their like ear drops or eye drops. So I think she will be the first one in this area that might incorporate SOS uh,
Oh wow. Yeah,
into
that's huge.
her practice to see how it runs.
Yeah, that's actually huge. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's gonna be, I like, so I'm very intuitive, right? And I'm clairvoyant to a pretty high degree, and I can see that really, really taking off. And so, like, Sleepy asked, "How many tokens do you run, girl?" She only runs one. Okay, there's only Queef token, but the the SOS token is a future project that she already has all the ideas going for, and I'm sure you're already kind of building out, right?
Yeah, yeah. We're doing the blueprints of it.
Awesome, awesome. This token has only the Queef token has only been around for 3 days. The website is launched. It's a very soft launch, right? This is it. It's got some work, that needs to be done to it.
Hmm.
I mean, Holden, there's a lot of altcoins that have a lot of potential. But as far as the most, I mean, there's that's hard to really go through and just say the most, right? Um, but we are talking to the owner of Queef Token right now. That's what we're doing right now, just in case you didn't know what was going on. So yeah, and because we didn't have a crazy amount of people in here, I wasn't gonna change the stream title. But like I said, I will put this out on YouTube, and that's where it's probably gonna get a lot of the real, views. Um, the Yeah, I'm trying to think. I really don't have any more questions. I am very impressed with the fact that you already have two, or technically it's one use case, but with two companies that are already accepting it as payment.
Yeah.
That's fantastic for only being 3 days old. Um, and that just means that 2 months from now you could have 50. It's like,
Absolutely. And I tell my community, if you guys own a business and you feel like you want to take Queef token for the community, like to buy your stuff, let me know. Let's talk.
I
I
mean,
mean,
you should have, because I mean, at this point, your use case is currency.
yeah,
It is a digital currency. You should definitely have that in your little bio,
yeah.
because
We're,
that's gonna
we're
immediately go, oh wait, what? This is already being used as a currency? What?
yeah. You know what? I can change that right now. I'll do it live.
I mean, that's just it's already happening. So it's not like you're lying. It's not like oh, this is what we're planning to do. Where a lot of tokens and coins are planning that, right? But
Yeah.
it's already happening. So
Well,
that
just think about this. People bash me and bash me and bash me. What's your use case? What's your use case? What's your use case? And I'm like, what's ADA's use case?
yeah.
They've been here for how long? And they're finally, after 2 years, getting a smart contract.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm trying to explain to people right now is that the fact that this is already being used as a currency is massive, um, and of course you're going to have the haters out there, right? The people that have invested in a lot of these other coins and tokens, and they're not really doing anything. Um, where I do see this already doing something, and I didn't know this yesterday, and I was already very interested in it because I am. Private patrol officer. I deal with law enforcement on a daily basis. And I work with veterans, and I have friends that are veterans. My best friend's a veteran, Navy corpsman. My tattoo artist is a Navy corpsman. Like, I'm surrounded by veterans, basically.
I would love if it's a tattoo company took my queef. That would be hilarious.
Yeah.
I'll pay you queefs for my tattoo.
I mean, you already have the ability to do it. You just got to reach out to the right people, right?
Right.
And especially when the market comes back up, people just don't understand this. When the market comes back up from the manipulation that we're dealing with, and the correction, all of these altcoins are going to skyrocket. And at some point, when the halving goes through its next phase through Bitcoin, and Bitcoin does skyrocket up to possibly 100K, everything's going to go up with it. Everything. Like, people need to understand that.
Yep.
So, getting into projects like yours early is only going to benefit you in the long run, and especially when these other events happen, it's just going to make it even stronger. you know?
Right. Exactly. I'm seriously so excited, and I hope it comes to the point where it becomes so valuable. Everyone's just like freaking holding like Bitcoin, like we ain't giving it to you.
Well, the fact that you don't have a massive circulating supply, right? That's already going to help.
Yeah, only 69 billion. I mean, actually, the what's left in circulating supply is only 17%. So
Yeah, and I mean, that's going to make it valuable very, very fast.
yeah,
A lot of people don't understand that. You know, for instance, like I invested into a lot of Sheeb. I think Sheeb is going to do good in the future because of Sheeb Swap that's coming out. But for, one Sheeb to hit $1 because of how many are in circulating supply, I don't think that's ever going to happen. But could it? Maybe. It just depends what the overall market in crypto is doing. If we're at like $100 trillion market cap for crypto, oh, then of course it could. Um, it's just there's a lot of things that need to happen, and we're just in a space right now where we're this is so new. This is so new.
yeah. And people need to realize that because they come into my spaces and go, what's the marketing plan? What's the marketing plan? What's the marketing plan? And I'm like, like you guys gotta give us some time here. Like we're working on it.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's a fluid situation, right? Like you have more people coming to you and giving you these ideas. I'm sure you're getting thousands of ideas every day. Um, on top of that, then you have your marketing team that you have hired that's doing their side of the whole project. And now you've now that you're exposing yourself, and going out and talking to people like myself, and I know you've done other interviews and you've done the spaces and whatnot. Yeah, then there you go, right there. Now you're being exposed on more fronts, and you're just going to have either, I mean, it's going to mixture of criticism as well as ideas, right? So, and
Because I
that,
literally, the first day, people were like, "Why aren't we going places?" And I'm like, "Because we literally were just conceived."
yeah, yeah. I mean, you should have there's I have so many ideas for you, but I'm just gonna leave them for now. I mean, there's just like so many things, like the birth date and stuff like that. Like if you have like a Queef token birthday every year, like that's gonna
Oh my
be,
God. May 27th, 2021, Queefy was born.
yeah, like that stuff. That's huge, right? And then you have like you can have a birthday party and stuff like that. I'm just throwing it out there, right? Like it's just. And anybody can do this kind of thing for their project, but what it does is it gets the community involved. And when the community is involved, the community is a part of it. And when the community is a part of it, they're for one, they're gonna hold, and two, they're not gonna do anything that tries to do anything bad to it, right? Like anybody who's an investor that believes in a project is gonna hold. So, just one of those situations.
That's why I'm so pro community. One, because of my background in the military and my background as in nursing. If we build a big community where people have a voice or have a say and like, hey, I think this could be tweaked a little bit. Would you consider that? And I say yes. I mean, that just means the whole world to that person because at least they were listened to.
And then what about exchanges? I know it's really early to even talk about exchanges, even though you already have a use case, which is still mind-boggling. Wh-
Um, we are still only on PancakeSwap right now, but we are trying to get applications started to get on bigger exchanges.
what
The
kind of exchanges would you want to go to? Like, I mean, because there's big, there's bigger, and then there's massive, right?
Oh, well, massive all the way.
Yeah.
But in all seriousness, we so listings wise, we applied for GoGecko and CoinMarketCap, so that application is done. We're just waiting for their response.
Okay.
Um, we would like to get on Bitmart. We would like to get on, the smaller exchanges at first because that kind of gives us the traction we need. Unfortunately, for the bigger exchanges, we do need to be audited, so that might be a while before we can do that.
Yeah, yeah.
But the more exchanges even if we're like in 10 small exchanges, that's still really big because that's now 10 new exchanges people are exposed to my token.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree. And the fact that, so,
So
yeah,
if anyone knows how to do it, let me know.
I mean, so like for instance, like I'm always going to bring up Dogecoin, right? Because it is technically doing exactly what you're doing. It's they have a community, a massive community, but like what we're doing now, because I'm a part of this community, right? Like I go into a lot of these spaces and I speak about it. We're trying to let people know, but because this is a currency, that yes, you want to hodl to a certain extent, but at the same time, if you're not using it for its use case, which is as a digital asset currency, then what are you really doing with it, right? You're just holding it and trying to make money off it. So this stuff does need to be spent. So at the same time, where you're saying like hodl, 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 but if you're not using it for its use case, then you're kind of damaging it. So that's why now we're telling people like buy products with it, you know? And the fact that you already have two companies that are accepting it, it's your marketing team should kind of go in the direction where it's like, hey, you want to do a recording? Well, Queef-Token got your back, you know? Like,
Yeah, I do need to talk to them about that. That's a good idea. I didn't even think. See, that's what I'm talking about. There's like air pockets where I need people to be like, "Hey, you can do this," and I'm like, "Oh shoot, yes, I can."
yeah, because I mean, it's a huge use case, honestly. If you can get goods and or services for, your project, I mean, as a currency already, it's only 3 days old. I'm gonna say it again, guys. It's only 3 days old. It already has two
Yeah.
companies that accept it for currency.
Yeah, we actually have someone in the community that is trying to talk to the recording company so they can get something recorded. And I'm going to talk to the owner of the jewelry store because I've always wanted to, a bracelet or earrings, and I think I might be the first person to pay them with Queef-Token, and I want to be because walk the walk.
Yeah, exactly. And then right then and there, I would make a video about that. I mean, I know that they want to sort of keep their their anonymity, but at the same time, it's like, why would you not want to get your name out there? As it being that they are doing the right thing as far as jewelry. Thank you, Nifty, for the resub. Appreciate that. Um, uh, I'm just saying, like, I think the more that you get in the community's face showing that this is a currency at this point, it is a digital currency, and it's being used as that in its use case, you're gonna get tons of people are gonna jump in. I'm just telling you right now, that is your number one ammo that you have right now to make this thing go to the moon.
Oh, that makes me so happy. Yeah, I'm actually editing the profile right now of Queef. Currently, it's like I'm trying to word it. So like,
I couldn't tell you
use
what to put.
yeah,
that is all on you. But I would say that the use case verified already being used as a currency. I don't know, something to that effect. Short and sweet. But the fact that this is what's already happening.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to do a Twitter tweet about that because I can't fit that all in there.
Yeah, I mean, just you could just literally put it Queef-Token digital currency.
Yeah. I need to talk to my marketing team about that to make like a little banner or something.
Yeah, I mean, you could. I mean, it's just. I have a million ideas, so I'm gonna stop coming out with the ideas right now because I mean,
We need to have a spitballing session.
yeah. I mean, this is, and I know that this is why a lot of new projects come to me because I do have a lot of ideas because I've been in this space for a while and I know what the people are looking for, and I've sat in a lot of spaces and I know where the problems are and where people they get that immediate like, oh my god, this is probably a rug pull, right? And that's a big thing with the face. They want to see the face. Who's the face? Who's behind this? And I would say even if it's just your face on there, that will help, but they would like to see the whole team. You don't need to have your web developer on there. That's not a big deal, right? People hire out web developers all the time. But
Yeah.
as far as anybody that actually joins your team, people are going to want to see that transparency, right? So,
Yeah. Yep.
but yeah,
Yep. So
I mean, that's awesome.
it's super exciting stuff, guys. So yeah, get your jewelries, get your music on.
Yeah, definitely get the marketing team in on that. And yeah, I can, bring your token to, my buddy Josh, and maybe you can have Bat Queef go battle another token.
That would be so cute. Oh my god, that'd be so cute. Bat
But
queef and queef.
yeah, so I mean, I personally don't have any more questions. Like I said, I'm not gonna go into like super. I'm not gonna grill the crap out of you, right? Like I want to know what the basic people want to know. Um,
Yeah.
can get into all the like nuts and bolts later on. You just launched 3 days ago. I'm not gonna get super hyper detailed with all the information I need to know, because I basically know what I need to know. As far as I'd like to have you back on in like a month from now, and see where things are going. I will definitely. You have my contact, obviously. I don't know. Did you get my text I sent you on the phone?
No, I didn't.
Maybe you gave me the wrong number? Question mark? Maybe.
Oh, I hope not.
Well,
I'll send it through.
yeah. Just double check it, and then yeah. Either way. Hello, and then yeah. So that's pretty much all I got. Is there anything else that you want to say? Like any kind of like final words or
Um, Final words, really. If you have any questions, just whoever's listening, just contact me through Twitter or Telegram. And I mean, I'm super transparent. I'm not gonna lie and tell you I know everything because I don't. Um, this is a steep learning curve, and a lot of people don't realize what sort of steep learning curve this is when you accidentally launch a token that becomes way too big, way too fast in 3 days.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, no, just know that we're very serious about what we're doing, and we're very passionate, and about this project and the next project. And like I said, if you have any questions or feel like you still need some things answered, I'm more than willing to take the time to sit with you because I've done it many times over with a lot of people.
Yeah, and then on the website, they do have the socials. She has a Discord, Twitter, Instagram, all of it. It's all on the website right now that it can link to. I'm assuming it's all on there, right? I know the Discord is and the Twitter.
I think the developer hasn't like coded it into there yet.
Okay.
We're trying. Yeah, he has it. I don't know if you can click on those yet. I don't even know. I have to talk to him.
The Discord one works because I got into your Discord that way.
But he has the board up. Yeah.
Yeah, the
So I
Twitter
just.
one works too. So
Oh, good. Okay.
yeah, so that
So
all
he just
works. Um,
an instant. Yeah. And then the 404 thing will come out eventually. It's just a placeholder.
yeah. No, I get it. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got. Like I said, I'm gonna turn this into a YouTube video specific on your token, and that we're doing an interview with the owner, so on and so forth. We'll give your information like Discord in the description, the website, the bogged finance chart, so that they can go and look at that. So yeah, it'll be all the basic information. As far as Telegram, I don't think I've gone into your Telegram. I've been trying to stay off Telegram, honestly. It's
I don't blame
interesting.
you.
It's a little much going into those Telegram channels.
Yeah, it's constant bombardment, and I have to turn off the notifications.
Yeah, and yeah, I'm a part of like 7 or 8 of them, and it's too much. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got. Anybody in the chat got any questions before she takes off? How you doing, Plaza?
I'll send you my phone through DM and we Twitter, and hopefully I didn't give you the wrong one.
It might have been, but yeah, we'll see. I just give. There's a delay, so it'll take a few minutes.
I
To make
fat
sure.
finger everything, so.
Okay, yeah, I'm just not gonna open that up because everybody will see it and you'll be doxxed.
But yeah, just if y'all have any questions, let me know. Just follow our Twitter page. That's where breaking news goes in and out every time. So we're very excited, and we're going to, talk more about, talk to more people about our use case and getting them to use it. So I won't be surprised 6 months from now if we have 7 more on board.
Yeah. And like I told you before, in the space that I go into most, Sincere Doge, or yeah, Prince is the one that really was like, dude, you need to go in and like talk to this woman. So just so you
Sincere.
know,
Oh yeah, like.
yeah, he's a really good dude. Fantastic space that he has running all the time. So I go in there and talk a lot. I'm a priority speaker in there all the time. So yeah, you definitely have my contacts. You have, if you ever have any questions, if I have an idea, obviously I'll throw it at you. But like I
Yeah,
said, 30 days from now, we'll have you back on, and then
absolutely.
see where everything's going. I mean, I'm an investor at this point, so I'm curious. I'm curious to see where this is going, and the fact that you already have people using your currency as your project as currency is just, it's crazy. It's 3 days old.
Yeah, it's insane.
I mean,
But
it's just like what you said. I mean, going back to like, there's been projects that have been around for years that have been trying to do this, have not even had it work. So yeah, that's crazy. So when that person does record from that recording company, um, make sure you put that thing all over the internet.
yeah,
If they're okay with it. And same thing, if you do get jewelry from that company, and pay for it, with your token, I mean, plaster that everywhere
yes, yes.
using Queef-Token as digital currency. You know,
I'm gonna talk to them about earrings. I do need earrings. But thank you so much for having me and listening to what I have to say. And I'm sorry I didn't even mention the use case for last time we talked. I think that would have been really important for you to know.
yeah, that's I honestly will say to you that is the most important thing that you should tell people,
But
because
um,
all that means is that people are going to be using it. It's not going to be just sitting somewhere collecting dust, right?
right.
And that's where they will understand that, and because of the circulating supply, that not only will it be used, but it's going to, the value of it's going to go up pretty quick. So
Yeah, so those investors that are, I feel so bad for that. Like, I know that specific person that caused that spike, and he just wanted to, help and propel us forward. And I was like, I'm so sorry that this happened. I'll change the tokenomics. But and he was like, you know what? It doesn't matter.
I mean, he still has the tokens, so who cares?
Yeah, he was like, it doesn't matter. Like, yeah, I'm down, but this is a long-term hold because I know, like, I believe in you and I know you're going to make this work. So, yeah, so what? Like, a year from now, I'm going to triple or more my money. So don't worry about it. And I'm like, okay, I just felt bad.
Yeah, no, I get it. Just understand that you're going to deal with that a lot in the beginning. This is going to happen for months. So um, I'll check back in. Obviously, what date was the I guess you could say the pulse.
It's on my Twitter. It's June 4th, 4 p.m. Eastern time. And I think Marcus Mallory is going to have it live.
Okay, so that's gonna be Friday.
Yeah,
This
yeah, yeah.
next Friday. Okay. Well, I'll be off work and I'll check that out and be a part of it probably.
And I'll be just watching. I'll be like, "What's new?" I'm gonna be like on the edge of my seat. It's like, "What's going on?"
I mean, it would be smart, to also create a Twitch for you, and do AMAs. Like, you can multi-stream on Twitch and YouTube at the same time. That's what I'm doing. So, um,
Yeah, I need to find someone that knows how to do all that stuff because I'm telling you, I'm not literate when it comes to Twitch or
I could teach you that
this.
stuff. It's easy.
That's why I was like, "Where do I go? Where do I go?"
Yeah, I mean, I mean, you already got an account made, right? So, but I think it's just yours, right?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, so you'd want to make a Queef-Token account, um, and make it as safe and fun, as you can, obviously, because there are a lot of children on Twitch. So
Right.
that's the one situation where you run into that. Like, you can make it where, you're streaming and it's, kind of like 18 and older and whatnot, but
Right. Well, it's a good thing that queef isn't a bad word.
Yeah, it's definitely not, and that's what people really do need to understand. I mean, it's people just get offended by anything nowadays. So
Yeah, I have men literally upset at me saying, "Why are you naming a token that's a female climax thing?" And I'm like, "You're a virgin, aren't you?" Because no one, like, if you know, you know, and you don't know.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure there's a lot of people that have been going out, especially with the language barrier too, right? People from other countries, they're like, "What the hell is this?" And they're going there, they're probably
Yeah,
doing the
I
Google
know.
machine, and they're like, "Oh dear God, what?"
They're like, "Oh my god."
Yeah,
But I've seen the people in Europe, like Holland and Germany, that have been like texting me and stuff. They absolutely love it. I mean, they are like, let's do it. Let's go for the queen.
that's awesome. Yeah,
Yeah, so they used to be inside. They're like, for it, whatever. American stop being prude is what they say pretty much.
yeah, for sure. All right, well, yeah, that's all I got. I appreciate you coming on. Shut up, Plaza. Such a dork. He said, "Wait, women have orgasms?" Oh man.
Yeah, we take them.
Jeez. So yeah, no, we'll be in touch. Like I said, if you have any questions or you need any help, I'm always in my Discord. I stream almost every day, so you can always pop in, ask any questions. We have our community, you have your community. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty much it.
Well, thank you once again for having me. I'm going to eat my spicy chicken sagwala.
Ooh,
So get a nice treat going. But yeah, definitely we need to get together more often and spitball because you definitely have some great ideas, and I can't wait to like battle Super Queef and Bat Queef.
yeah, that'd be awesome. All right, well, have a good Sunday, and yeah, we'll talk soon.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay, bye. All right, guys. I think that was a pretty awesome interview. Like I said, I didn't want to like just fully just go in and like just tear this thing apart, right? Like, there's no reason to do that. I believe in this project. I myself am